crunch time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's eliminator time. Now, in the women's competition, Luda's on 10 points, Lourene's on 31 points. That's a 21-point difference, giving Lourene a 10.5-second head start. Over to Larry Thompson.
Australia, you will go on my first whistle. Russia, you will go on my second whistle. 3, 2, 1.
Bidding for a place in the international final next week and struggling over the first high hurdle, Lourene Bevaart from Melbourne gets her rhythm going now. The Aussie delegation right behind her, and right now it's Luda Machtchenko from Russia. No shortage of fans cheering her on. Lourene very fast on the overhead hand ladder. Luda makes it to the rope. Oh, she's having trouble with her climb. Go on, Luda, get it up there, girl. Because whoever wins this race faces Peggy Odita of the USA in next week's International Championship final. Lourene scrambling strongly up the cargo net. Luda on the overhead ladder looks to have recovered her composure. Across the rollers, while Lourene comes down the zip, splash onto the crash mat. Lourene looks to have booked her place in the final. Luda very tired, gamely struggling up the net. And Lourene darts across the balance beam. Very stylish. Now then, is this going to be a real run-up? Here she comes. Head up high, pumps up the travelator. She's made it. Lourene Bevaart from Australia is a finalist in International Gladiators. What a superb contender. Her fellow countryman Andrew Halliday roars his approval, but let's hear it for Luda Machtchenko. Came in after Elena Lebedenko withdrew following her pyramid accident. 21 years old, the crowd rise to her. Next, it's the travelator. She's up, she's down, she's there. Dead on her feet, but a terrific contender.
You had the head start, but that gave you access to take a little breather before you attempted the travelator, and it certainly paid off.
It sure did, yeah, and got to make sure I got that first go. In Australia, I've got a couple of scars from the travelator. I don't want any more.
Well, listen, you're going to come back for the final.
Oh, yes, I am, and I hope the crowd comes back to support me as well. You've been great. Thanks a lot, Birmingham.
It's been great having you on the show. There's a little medal for you to take home. Let's hear it for Lourene. Well done.
Luda, first of all, congratulations. You know, she came here today thinking she was going to be a spectator. Lo and behold, her teammate Elena gets hurt. She participates. You did great. You did great.
I have lost today, but just the same, I don't regret coming to Birmingham. The crowd has helped me today.
Spasiba to you, too. Luda Machtchenko laid it all on the line for you, Birmingham. Give her a hand. Who will advance to the men's championship? South Africa's Peter Brits or Csizmazia of the USA? We'll find out after this timeout.
South Africa, yeah, I used to live and work there for 3 years. It's an absolutely beautiful country. They produce exceptional athletes.
I think of Nelson Mandela, someone to be proud of.
I don't know anything about South Africa. You got a funny name for your money, a Cougaran. Plus, your gal's got all the diamonds and the gold. But I tell you what, you don't have any gladiators who are as good as me.
I heard it's absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful sunsets, gorgeous waterfalls, the bush, they have it all.
When I think of South Africa, I think of the pain, struggle and fight, but most of all, freedom.
I think of Zulus and Zola Bud running with no shoes.
I think of the rugby. And why didn't they choose me? I'd have won everything for them.
The Rugby World Cup, because I really enjoyed watching that.
I don't like their accent at all, to tell you the truth.
Not that Tower's got an accent, of course. Csizmazia has an 11-point lead, which means he has a 5.5-second head start over Peter Brits.
USA, you will go on my first whistle. South Africa, you will go on my second whistle. 3.
So the American begins his adventure to claim a place in the final. His fastest previous eliminator timed at 56 seconds. Here comes the South African contender. His fastest run timed at 59, so he's really got to pull the stops out. Pat on the handbike, Peter on the rope, up and at it, powerful stuff, the crowd goes crazy. And Pat finishes his pedalling, starts his sprinting. And now he's climbing as Peter finishes his bike over the rollers to join Pat on the net. And Peter's closed the gap. The South Africans like what they see. And Pat still clinging to his lead as he hits the top. The Americans on their feet now as Pat hits the zip. Here he comes, gulping in the air for the final hurdles. Here comes Peter. Oh, clumsy splashdown for him. Pat on the balance beam, incredible speed. This for a place in the final against Andrew Halliday of Australia. Up he comes. Here comes Peter. Pat's there. Peter's lost it. Oh, Pat Csizmazia from the US of A swings into the international final of Gladiators. The Americans are jubilant. It's go, go, go. Here comes Peter. He flies to the top. Peter Brits from South Africa, a magnificent contender.
Well, Pat's huge congratulations. You're through to our international final. How do you feel?
I feel great. I feel great. I almost lost it there a couple times, but finish is what it's all about. And
it was really a fight to the finish, wasn't it?
Yeah, it absolutely was a fight to the finish. My concentration I had to pull it back at least 2 or 3 times during that event. It was tough.
And of course, you'll be joining Peggy Odita in the final, so 2 Americans in the final. No Brits, but this is for you. For today, you put in an incredible amount of hard work. We'll see you in the final. Let's hear it for Pat.
Peter Brits, I thought on the cargo net, you might have caught him.
My foot got a little stuck, but no excuses. Pat is the best.
You know what? This was South Africa's first venture into international gladiators, and I think you represented your country very well, and I know you're mighty proud of your effort.
I'm really proud. I'm just glad it's over. I didn't do too bad.
Nice going, Peter Brits from South Africa.
So it's been decided tonight. It's the United States against Australia in our grand final next week.
And Uli, it should be terrific because Lourene and Pat Csizmazia will join Peggy Odita and Andrew Halliday, and I know you're excited, Kim.
That's right, and if tonight's performances are anything to go by, then that final is going to be just incredible.
So an exciting chapter of International Gladiators closed out today. For Kimberly Joseph and Uli, I'm Mike Adamley. We'll see you again for the grand final next week on International Gladiators.
Yeah, good
night, everyone.
For safety reasons, do not attempt to recreate any of the events you have seen on Gladiators.